I want you to think about where your life could be 1 year from today. At the end of 1 year, you could live a life full of fulfillment, freedom, passion, and purpose. My goal this year is to get as many of you to not just be recognized, but be remembered. How do we do this? We do this by building a strong personal brand. 2024 is the year of the personal brand. Listen, I know I've been saying this for the past 5 years. I myself have been doing my best to cultivate my own personal brand. The world is getting noisy or noisier, but there are people that are cutting through that noise and they are making a living from their personal brands. They have successfully monetized their personal brands and they are making a living doing what they love. If that is you and you want a year from now, 30 days from now, 90 days from now, 12 weeks from now, 6 months from now, you want your story to change, because I know that I want my story to change, then this video is for you. Before we go any further, I want to tell you who I am. My name is Jesse Dan-Yusuf. I am the founder and chief creative officer of Fireworks, a storytelling agency. I help brands and businesses tell their stories so that they can connect with their audience. And now I help ambitious individuals like you to build, launch, and monetize their personal brands. That is my goal. This year, my goal is to help at least 10,000 people build successful, thriving, and strong personal brands. And that's why I'm starting with this video. 2024 indeed is the year of the personal brand. Why personal branding? Have you noticed that some people just seem to get all the opportunities? Some people just seem to be winning. For many people, they have been intentional about building their personal brands, because a personal brand simply is a story people tell about you when you're not in the room. That is your personal brand. So what you need to do is to tell a story that people don't just recognize, but they remember. My goal this year is that when people think of something, they think of you. If they think of a problem and someone that can solve it in a niche, in a particular industry, my goal is that you're the first name that comes to mind. That is my goal this year. I want as many of us to be the go-to guy or the go-to person or the key person of influence in our niche, in our industry, or in our spheres of work or business, whatever it is. Personal branding is about opening doors of opportunities. It is about building legacy. I'm not interested in just going viral. Virality is not what I'm trying to teach here or for people to gain here. I'm really trying to transform lives. For people that are interested in building a career path or to gain progress in their careers, or entrepreneurs, founders, creatives who are trying to build businesses. That is what this video is about, and that is what you'll be gaining from me teaching here. As the world progresses, we notice that the trust levels are reducing. People no longer trust governments and big corporations. You know why? Because people trust people. We no longer trust what some faceless entity is saying. Authenticity is what rules the internet. And now people buy from people. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. That's what I'm trying to get you to do. To get to a place where people know you, they like you, they trust you. Where people do not just recognize you, but they remember you and they tell a story. But here's the thing. Everybody already has a personal brand, whether you like it or not. You already have a personal brand, because a personal brand is your story. A personal brand is a reputation. So you either have a good reputation, a bad one. You are either deliberately cultivating your story, your reputation, pushing it in the pushing it in the direction of the audience that you want, or you're just letting anyone, anywhere say anything about you. So you need to be crafting your personal brand, or you need to be crafting a story that connects with people so that they will know you, like you, trust you, and then hopefully you can make a living from it. Personal branding is going to be one of your biggest assets in 2024, and you need to start building it immediately. So let's get into it. Listen, it's not just about a career strategy. I really believe that it is a path to freedom. That's why I'm building my personal brand. I want to find freedom and fulfillment. Freedom is not absence of responsibility. It is a commitment to a choice. It's a commitment to a choice that is Okay, freedom is not the absence of responsibility. Freedom is a commitment to the best choice available for you. That is it. And also, fulfillment is finding joy in what you do. That is my goal. I'm not aiming to be the richest man. I just want to find freedom and fulfillment, and also to invite as many people as possible. Because at the end of the day, what are we doing if we're just going to build businesses that will cause us to have anxieties and worries? No, the goal is freedom. It is freedom, not just financial freedom, freedom and also fulfillment. I know, especially if you're a faith driven person, if you're a Christian like I am, we will find full freedom in the afterlife. But for now on earth, there is a certain level of freedom that we can acquire. There's a certain level of fulfillment that we can acquire. And personal branding is one of the strategies, or it's one of the pathways to building a life of freedom and a life of fulfillment. In my dealings, in all my teachings, I've realized that many people struggle with the idea of building a personal brand because they have a lot of things that are limiting them, limiting mindsets. Some people are afraid of being judged. Some people are afraid of being judged. Some people feel they lack clarity. Others feel they have limited resources. And honestly, if you are afraid of being judged, the number one thing you need to do is to face your fears. My physics teacher in secondary school or high school used to say that if you go where everybody likes you, then you are in the wrong place. Not everybody will like you. Not everybody will understand what you're doing. Family, friends will not often understand what you're doing, but you need to face your fears and overcome them. You need to acknowledge them. Do not let your fears control you. Listen, you can start small, which brings me to limited resources. You may feel I don't have cameras, I don't have lights. Everything I'm using here, apart from my phone and my laptop, the lights that are behind me, everything costs under 20,000 naira. That's just for the lights I'm using. I'm using a 6,000, 7,000 naira ring light. The mood lights behind me, or whatever those lights are behind me, are less than 10,000 naira. Then I have one of the lights that you're seeing there, which is about 7,000. Okay, just a little bit over 20K. But the point is this: you need to shift from a mindset of limited resources to being resourceful. If you have a limited budget, then you need to be resourceful. Use what you have. If you are watching this video, then you have the ability to start building your personal brand. You don't need thousands or millions of dollars to start and launch your personal brand. Start with what you have. Those are like the three things I find when I'm talking to people. Those are their biggest constraints, right? Those are their biggest constraints. Now, once we've overcome these things, what does it look like to build a personal brand from scratch? It's very simple, and I'm going to give you a formula. The thing about personal branding is you need a story that is unique to you, and because you are unique as well. Nobody has lived your life. Nobody has your life experiences. Nobody has gone through what you go through. Nobody has the blend of your experience, your skills, your aspirations. All these things are the things that make you who you are. So to build a personal brand from scratch, here's what you need to do. Very simple formula that you can start. I need you to identify your passion. What is your passion? The passion is the core of your brand. It's why you do what you do. What drives you? Do you understand? Secondly, I need you to also acknowledge your strengths. There are things that you do that I cannot do. There are things that you're strong in. You may be able to tell a story. There are certain there are certain things that God has given us that He has strengthened you with that you need to use. What are you good at? It is a tool. It is a weapon. And lastly, what do you stand for? A personal brand is not just some absent thing. You need to stand for something. Do you stand for truth, excellence? Do you stand for creativity? Do you understand? What are your values? The addition of all these things, your passion, your strengths, and your values makes up your unique brand. So you need to start from there. Once you identify these things, You need to now find the platform of your choosing that you are most comfortable with and your audience resides in. So it could be Instagram, it could be LinkedIn, it could be TikTok. I personally believe that TikTok and Twitter is one of the best places to launch your personal brand, and then you can move to the other places. With Twitter, you don't have the pressure of people seeing you. You can just share your thoughts, unedited. Hopefully, you don't land in trouble. And then with TikTok, you don't have the pressure of that polished um, aesthetic vibe that Instagram has. You can just pick up your phone and turn it around and record wherever you are. Just use the sun as your light, you know, as simple as that. Now, we've launched your personal brand from scratch. We're going to talk about how to monetize your personal brand. But before we continue, I want to just ask that please, if you're finding value in this video, can you consider commenting, liking, and then subscribing to this video? But even more importantly, this video adds more value to people when we share it. Come on, just click the share button, send it to your friends, send it to your sphere of influence. It's really going to help my channel grow and us, all of us grow together. It will help me know that I'm doing work that, provides value. So can you just encourage me by doing that? Okay, let's talk about monetizing your personal brand. What does it mean? Monetizing your personal brand means that you have successfully turned your story, your reputation into a source of income, into a revenue stream. Before you can do that, you need to productize yourself. What does it mean to productize yourself? To productize yourself means to turn your skills, your knowledge, and your experience into products or into marketable products. As simple as that. You need to think of your skills, your knowledge, your experience as things that can solve people's problems. As simple as that. So, your personal brand offering is the solution to people's problems. It could be a skill you have, a knowledge you have, or an experience you have, or a combination of all three, two or three of these things. If you turn it into a product, a marketable product, people who want their problem solved will reward you financially. So that's what it means. Productizing means to package your expertise into products. So, what kind of products? These days, there are all sorts of things. You can write ebooks, you can start a coaching service, a consulting service, right? You can do speaking engagements. You can create videos like I'm doing right now. You can create podcasts. I know some of you rolled your eyes, nah, not another podcast, but trust me, there are some great podcasts out there. You can write on the internet, you can blog, you can create guides, you can create courses. There are dozens of ways of things you can do as an individual, turning your skill into a product. Let's give an example. My friend who is a graphic designer, and he's not just a graphic designer, he's very great. I told him, guy, you can actually be a product guy. So what I'm helping him do right now is to launch a productized service. What does that mean? He offers his service of graphic design to people who are willing to pay a certain amount for over a period of time. Do you understand? I learned that during COVID, when I lost all my business and I had to shut down everything, and I asked myself, Jesse, what can you do? And I launched something called the Virtual Chief Creative Officer. I got my first job. I remember the first time somebody paid me $1,000. I couldn't believe it, that they were interested in what I do. Are you serious? Whew. So you need to find a way to turn your skills, your knowledge, your expertise into products. And I've told you, you can write a book. Basically, what is it that you do best? What is it that you know? What is the experience that you have that can become a solution to someone's problem? You do your research, you put your price point, you market it to the audience. And then I'm telling you, you're going to start seeing things. But before then, You need to build a reputation. You need to tell a story that people recognize and remember. And that happens over time. You need to be in people's faces. You need to self promote. Self promotion is not vanity. If you solve people's problems, then you should be telling people that you're able to solve their problems. It is not vanity, it is marketing yourself. There are ways that people do, self promotion that is vain. If you're helping people, then you are not bragging. It's the truth. So you need to start telling your story. Start raising your hand. I tell the story of David and Goliath when he goes to the war front in the Bible, and he sees this giant, and he hears that the king is going to give his daughter and land and some other rewards for the man that who is able to bring down the giant. And David raises his hand and says, "See, I've killed lions and bears. Skill, knowledge, experience, and I'm able to bring down these giants. Nothing is too hard for my God." Come on. Do you understand? You need to be able to tell people, listen, I've done this before, I've done this before. So what you need to do right now is to create some form of story bank where you are pulling from different spaces your story and how you've helped people, how you've solved problems for companies, and you need to learn how to tell that passionately. You need to know how to do that passionately. So, welcome. 2024 is the year of the personal brand. 2024 is the year of you telling your story. 2024 is the year people will know you, like you, trust you, and give you money because you are helping them solve their problems. As simple as that. So, for many people, they have the challenge of building their personal brand. So, I am starting something called the Launch Accelerator Bootcamp. It is a 12-week program that you and other people like you, founders, creatives, entrepreneurs, who want to build their personal brand, and even career professionals who want to build a strong personal brand and make a living from it, you can join the lab, the Launch Accelerator Bootcamp. Details on the screen, or you can join the link. It is very affordable, hopefully, for as many of you, right? For 50,000 naira or $50 for 3 months, for 12 weeks, you will build your personal brand. And this will involve actionable live sessions, 2 live sessions every week. I'm offering so much more. There will be workbooks, worksheets, and you get to build your community and you'll get to build your personal brand, not by yourself, but with me and other people like you in community. So let's do this. Join the lab, and I'm looking forward to a strong 2024 for all of us. So, why is 2024 the year of the personal brand? I believe that we live in an era where your voice is very powerful. I believe that the barriers to entry has been reduced. I believe that anyone, anywhere can make a living doing what they love. I believe that we can attain freedom and fulfillment. And there's no other way than for people to just know you, like you, trust you, that they know your story and share your story. So join me on this journey where at least this year I see 10,000 people build strong and thriving personal brands. If you want to know more about this, there are 2 ways. You can join my private community, the Fire Nation, where I send actionable newsletters every Friday, and I'll be dropping videos every week. So please support the channel. If you want to know more, how can this video be better? How can I serve you better? Please tell me in the comment section. I'm looking forward to hearing your stories. All right, let's see you in the next video. Have an amazing week. See you next week.